Fresh.
Good morning, it's Fresh 102.7. It's Jim and Kim. He has sold more than 25 million albums worldwide. He has a brand new single called Hidden Away. Everybody, welcome to the Fresh Studios. Josh Groban is with us, everybody!
Thank you, guys. Well, thank you very much.
25 million, that's a big number.
That's a big number.
Can you grasp that number?
I try, every month or so, I like to go down the list of every name of those 25 million people. And just recite them to myself. Say a little thank you to myself to every one of them.
It's good you have a life.
I lose a lot of weight. That was nice. And,
he ding-dong ditches them, actually. He rings their doorbell.
I totally ding-dong ditch, yeah. No, when you hear that would be mean to do to the people who bought my record.
That's what it's always. It's Groban again playing Ring and Run.
I leave like a flaming bag of poo that says, thanks for buying my record.
Thanks.
If he goes, Halloween trick-or-treating in your neighborhood, it was Groban who did that. So, your brand new single, Hidden Away, from the brand new CD called Illuminations. Now, you worked with Rick Rubin, who worked with people that you wouldn't think that you would work with, like Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers. How was it working with them?
I didn't work with those people. So
I can totally see you in a hairband, too. I see you've got hairband written all over you.
Absolutely. Well, the energy is the same. I mean, like, the way that Rick works is the same. I think that, the cool thing about the process for me and Rick is that, I had done, a Christmas record, and Rick had done Metallica. So, our first idea, of course, was to do a heavy metal Christmas record, just because we thought that would be the most expected, adventure. But,
Silent Night. I hear it in my head. Yeah.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Headbanger.
Silent. And actually, we were just kind of both, ready to try something new. We'd both done something that was, I had just come off the heels of having a record that I did not expect to be as big as it was, that just kind of took over everything. And Rick Rubin is the legend Rick Rubin. And so we both kind of were in a place where we wanted to be a little scared again. We wanted to try something new. Rick is so open about all different kinds of genres. And so, we started off as friends, and then I started playing him stuff that I was writing. And he said, I don't do anything halfway. I'd love to produce this record. And it just kind of...
So how does that work? I mean, because you have a very distinct personality. You're a lot of fun and everything. Is Rick the same kind of
How
fun,
do I make music that's so not fun? I know the question, yeah. I ask myself that every day. How does such a fun guy make such sad music? Sorry.
No, but Ricky, is he the same personality as you? Does he come in and he likes to joke around and have a great time as well? Or how do you work together with someone when you're producing something as important as a record?
I think that, with a lot of artists and Rick, it's good to have kind of a yin and yang personality type. I think that, I'm coming in with 10 funny YouTube clips that I saw the night before saying, oh man, Rick, you gotta see this. You gotta see this dog on the skateboard. You're gonna lose your mind. And he'll be like, why don't we start with the piano part?
Yeah.
And, he's a good focuser. I think one of the brilliant things about Rick with an artist is that he does focus you in all aspects. I think all artists, no matter what genre, are a little, all over the place. Mm-hmm. And I'm certainly no exception. And I think that he's the kind of guy that he is very, very zen. He's very patient. He gives you time for the songs to breathe, kind of infuriatingly sometimes. Because you want to make noise, and you want to you want it to be immediate gratification. Yeah. And he doesn't let that happen. You blueprint for a long, long time. And so yeah, no. As soon as... I might be joking around with the engineers, but as soon as Rick walks in, it's like, okay, Dad's here, time to
straighten up.
Yeah, straighten up.
Get your elbows off the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And your new single is on iTunes now. How has that changed? Because when you first got into music, iTunes wasn't as big as it is now. Now you have that instant, like you say, instant gratification of people, look how many people downloaded my music.
Right. Well, yeah, you want it to be instant gratification for the fans. Once the song comes out, get it immediately.
Yes.
But iTunes, when I first started, I'm 29 and I've only been doing this 8 or 9 years, but this is how fast the music business has changed. Mm-hmm. My first record was recorded on tape.
Wow.
Not Pro Tools, let alone iTunes was not even, a glimmer in Steve Jobs' eye. Yeah. So,
but now it's so important for music.
Now it's so important. It's become a really big thing. Most recently it's become so important. I mean, it has always been a place to buy music, and they just, they passed their billion songs. It might even be at 2 billion now. I don't even know, but my fans, luckily for me, are buy both. I mean, they like to buy digitally, and they also like to hold the album in their hand. So for me, the regular CD outlets are still important too. But I love iTunes, and I think it's great that it's fun to see a new song climbing on the charts on iTunes, because you're right, that's a new thing for me.
I actually like to work out to your music. I like to put it on my iPod and
Matt
work out.
Damon said the same thing to me.
It's that nice high energy.
How does that, is it high energy? I always thought there's like big notes and big orchestral, maybe it's kind of like a running through the fjords kind of a feeling,
God, if I look like that when I run, please tell me.
It's sort of like Baywatch, where it's a slow motion workout.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right,
you got to imagine yourself running in slow motion, and that will be the tempo of my song.
Right.
Yeah.
And she said iPod. She meant 8-track.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you that right now.
Your cassette Walkman.
What about mom and dad? Do they buy the actual album? Do you make them? Is it exciting for them to actually go and, because you want to hold something in your hand, you really do.
That's true. No, I don't make them buy the record.
Okay,
My parents get, they've got a hookup.
Okay, I was just making sure. I heard they knew somebody.
No, they don't know anybody, but I help them out anyway. Yeah, we've never met, but no, they're so supportive, and we look at like album covers on the table. They're so excited about the process.
Right.
They're a great sounding board for me, and when the record finally comes out and we get that first box, it's fun for them, because they've heard all the complaining and whining and angst over the last 2 years. So
it's going to be exciting. My son has an album.
My son has an album.
That's so great.
And when you go home for Christmas, do they make you sing for all the relatives? Go ahead, sing a song for us. Go ahead, sing that Christmas thing you do.
If anybody's tired of my singing at the end of the day, it's probably my family. They hear
there
it
he is in the shower again. Hey, you shut up!
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. No, I've got a very small family. Anyway, both my parents were only children. And so, it's just basically my folks, my brother and my grandma, and they're all ready for some silence or for some other music during Christmas time.
What do you listen to? Is there something in the car that you'll turn up and just shamelessly sing off key, if like the rest of us do?
Off key? How dare you?
I know.
How very dare you?
No, there are things that I shamelessly sing perfectly. No, I love rock music. I think for me in the car when the windows are rolled up, I'll scream at the top of my lungs. Like classic rock. Like it's got to be Zeppelin. It's got to be Axl Rose,
Rush,
Freddie Mercury, Rush.
I could totally see you
exactly. Got to get into those odd time signatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Neil, if you can do some Neil Peart on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
That is.
Give us some Zeppelin Black Dog right now. Come on, just once, please.
I will not. There's a cough button here. I could do it.
But if he did, it would be perfect.
It would be awesome.
It would be perfectly on key.
Absolutely on key.
So there was a talk of you wanting to sing on Broadway. I mean, is there something in the cards?
Well, it's what I kind of went to school for briefly before I got signed. My voice was always very kind of classical, and so I think to myself every day, like, thank God I started making records, because I can't dance.
Yeah.
I'm not a triple threat. I was kind of naive enough in school to think, I could go to Broadway, and realized, a little bit later that I just can't dance. Mm-hmm. I'm not limber. We had to take ballet class in school when I was in musical theater at Carnegie Mellon, and they had to put a piece of tape on the wall for me to focus on when I just spun
so
around.
You tip over?
And I still fell down. And the teacher, it was seriously like, the teacher was being really strict to every other student.
Yeah.
Do it again. Get over there. You'll get it. Go do it. With me, I felt like Ralph Wiggum from The Simpsons. The teacher was just like, why don't you go sit down and take a nap? Why don't you sleep while the others learn?
Yeah, I'm sure she thought in the back of her head, oh, he's not going to make it.
He's not going to make it. No, he's not going to make it.
You got to go back to that teacher.
Yeah,
that's the teacher you want to go back and go,
So to be a single threat has been a great blessing, and the acting's been fun too. But yeah, I would love to go into musical theater sometime, or just a play, but something that does not involve jazz hands.
Well, the next time they have you on Glee, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of dance.
How was that? Did you know that was going to be as big as it is?
Abundance of jazz hands on that show, but I got to be a judge, so I didn't have to worry about doing that. But no, when I first found out about the show, I talked to Ryan Murphy on the phone, and he said, this is this new show. Here's what it's about. Would you like to be on one of the first episodes? And I said, this is lightning in a bottle. This is huge, because not only did I kind of go to this school in high school, but I know so many kids who can relate, even if they weren't in the Glee Club, just can relate to that kind of insecurity in school, and it wasn't all 90210 for everybody, so they kind of made the anti that, and in the end related to so many people. And for me personally, just musically, I think it's really fun to see so many great singers and actors and dancers that kind of wouldn't normally be in the pop world getting so much pop attention.
And they all want to be on the show. They're actually like Jennifer Lopez actually
pop
asking
stars saying, "Hey, can I be on your musical theater show?"
Right.
Sure.
And it's kind of shifted a little bit of the pop culture feeling, and it was honestly a great honor to be on the show, and so much fun working with people like Jane Lynch, and that whole cast is so talented.
Love Jane Lynch.
Oh, Jane Lynch, yeah.
Yeah.
When I read the script and saw that we were going to have an argument in a room together,
were you afraid?
I was.
I'd be.
I was just nervous, just because she is so. She's just so on the ball, and. But the cool thing was that as mean as she is on camera, she is the sweetest.
She seems like she would be.
Most humble, most amazing person
She seems exactly like that. So, speaking of acting, you've got a movie coming out with Steve Carell.
That's right. Yeah, no, I just taped. Taped. So everything's on tape. Get to the future, Groban. I just filmed a new movie with Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, and Emma Stone called Crazy Stupid Love. It's coming out in April, and I play Emma Stone's kind of jerkish fiance.
Really?
A lawyer named Richard.
How fun to play a jerk.
Oh, it was so much fun. I basically feel like that guy at the party, I take my girl,
smarmy guy.
I take my girl out to the El Torito, after work, and as a treat.
Yeah,
as a treat.
Yeah, you big spender.
You don't get enchiladas every day, and so I get to play the guy opposite an extraordinarily hot actress that everybody's saying, why him? Which was really a blast, flattering, and so but it was a lot of it was improvised, and it was really, really fun to be on a movie set with all them
with
cameras.
Steve Carell, especially, everything's improvised. Yeah. I'm thinking.
Well, my scenes weren't with Steve, but Steve, as a producer of the show, was there a lot, and just to be able to just act in front of him, was intimidating and awesome.
Yeah.
We've got one more question for you. This is that odd beat question, because we're going to be having a topic on the morning show. What's the best or worst thing you've ever bought from an infomercial?
Oh, man.
You just seem like a late night, 2 o'clock in the morning kind of guy.
It's the stubble that's way too long, isn't it? It gives it away. It's the lumberjack look that really makes you guys realize, oh, this guy doesn't rest. This guy doesn't get sleep.
He definitely bought like the drain snake or something.
Oh, the drain snake is way too practical. I bought a ShamWow and a Snuggie. I bought actually like 15 ShamWows and a Snuggie strictly just to learn the pattern of the Snuggie, so I could make one out of ShamWows.
That's awesome, because you could be like tired and absorbent at the same time.
I want to be able to be warm and cozy, and if I spill apple juice on my table, I just want to be able to just kind of
roll over it.
Yeah, exactly. And
it's so practical.
It's so practical, yeah.
Who knew the Snuggie could be practical?
Totally, absolutely. I've done the ab roller. The little basically it's a wheel with handles. Someone's making bank off of that thing. Like you could but handles on a wheel. You just roll yourself back and forth, and like you could really invent anything and feel the burn somewhere. You could invent like.
In your wallet is where you're feeling the burn.
That's exactly right. With the crane of this microphone, I could just say, okay, well, you take these springs and you do that all day. Don't you feel the burn?
Who knew that Josh Groban was so evil?
I'm an evil marketer.
Or had ShamWow sleeves on a blanket.
Yes. I'm going to invent a grill that's like slanted, and all the juices come down, and you say it's healthier than a normal grill.
Shh, don't tell anybody.
Oh, wait, I think that's been done already.
Yeah, might be.
Foreman!
Everybody, his brand new single is called Hidden Away from the CD Illuminations. Our special guest today, Josh Groban, everybody!
Thank you guys very much.
Hey, we spilled some coffee. You mind rolling around in that?
I'll soak that right up.